Good morning. For breakfast at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway and some NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. We expect 45 drivers to clock in on the Magic Mile. A tricky 1 mile oval. Weather, pretty. 73 degrees. Perfect, in fact. Few overhead clouds. Very little chance of rain throughout the entire weekend. So great for racing and, to the point, qualifying here this morning. And hi, everybody. Steve Burns back with Larry McReynolds and Jeff Hammond. Our 24 hours of New Hampshire coverage continues. Glad to be with you. Now, a couple of things really stand out about Nationwide Series here at New Hampshire. Never have had a repeat winner in 23 races. And Larry, to the point today, 10 of the last 11 races have been won from a top 10 starting position.
Well, there's no question. This is a 200-lap race, basically 200 miles. And track position, even from the drop of the green flag, is very important. Now, I do believe in that race. Everyone's going to be chasing Kevin Harvick, who has a win here at this place in 3 or 4 poles as well. I think in qualifying, they're going to be chasing Kevin Harvick as well. He looked to have about 2 tenths on the field in yesterday's practice. But I think here is the big thing about qualifying. The track is much cooler than it was yesterday afternoon. It's going to have a lot more grip. We preach don't overdrive this racetrack, but I think these guys will be able to get a little bit more in this qualifying session than they were able to get yesterday in those 2 practices when the track was very hot.
Good point, Jeff. We saw 73 degrees. The fans like that, but so do the tires.
So do the tires. When we talk about track temperatures, this morning, 92 degrees at this moment. Yesterday afternoon, when they finished up a practice session, 121. So to what Larry was saying, this racetrack's going to be fast, and the guys need to take advantage of it. And the luck of the draw is going to have a lot to do with that also. Going out early, Kevin Harvick goes out 12th. He's definitely going to have an opportunity. Our first car is rolling. But, guys, to me, I talked to several crew chiefs here. They said because of the points you brought out, starting up front is so important, starting inside that top 10. They would be willing to give up just a little bit of the race package and tune their car to be, you know, faster in qualifying this morning, that they're willing to give up a little bit and work on pit road if they could get a better pit position and get a better starting position.
And as we watch Tony Raines, Larry, the 3 of us were chatting before we came on the air. You said in the garage this morning, in the Nationwide Series garage, a lot of scrambling going on.
Yeah, I mean, these guys had a lot of practice yesterday. It was over 2.5 hours of practice, but I noticed going through there this morning, when they were actually supposed to already be on the line for qualifying, there was a lot of changes being made on a lot of race cars. There was a lot of scrambling. There was a lot of note comparison going on between teammates because there were not that many people happy in happy hour practice.
And Larry, did you see what I did? I saw a lot of guys carrying shocks.
Oh, yeah.
Working with the shock package here this morning. It's like almost like they had an opportunity to go back and reflect, Steve, and put, you know, again, compare notes to other teams or to other folks, and they were making adjustments in corner because they're really trying to focus on one thing and one thing only. Forward bite. They want to get that forward bite up off the corner.
And for the Nationwide Series, guys, it's always a compromise. What do you gain in qualifying that you might give up in the race or vice versa?
Depends on your position, too. I mean, you talk to some crew chiefs, you know, they're thinking about how do I get in position to win. And so you do one thing to make sure you get started up front. Then you got other guys that are trying to get into the race. You know, they're trying to be a little bit conservative and think about, I have to beat, you know, 5 to 8 cars to be able to get in this race, you know, such as 6-car Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Phil Parsons. I still think there's a lot of anxious people down in that garage area.
Well, we are with Joey Logano right now. Joey, you just came off the racetrack with Sprint Cup practice. Will that help you, or are these cars different enough that you don't think it's going to help?
Well, at least I've been in a race car today, so I guess that's good. I got that going for me. But they're so different, and to be honest with you, this racetrack is one of the most different between the 2 cars. So probably not then. But I think I got a really good game South Dakota. I was pretty pumped up about the way I was driving at the end of practice, so that's a good thing for me. So we'll see what we got for qualifying. We never made a mock room, but 90% of the time we don't anyway. So let's go out there and wing it and give her all I got.
All right, Joey, thanks. Back up to you, Steve.
Phil, thank you. Tony Raines' quickest lap of 30:49 on his second lap.
And that was close to what he ran in final practice yesterday afternoon. He ran a 30:44 then, so he at least backed it up. But I would anticipate that cars should run a little quicker. Although I will say, even as we've been speaking, the sun is starting to peak out, which is going to raise the track temperature just a little bit. Track will lose some grip.
That's why I say going out early right now. I mean, guys in the first 10 or 15 cars, they're going to benefit from the fact the track is going to warm up, but they're going to be going through a transition build like, you know, Jason Kelleher right now. He's already ran faster than what he did in practice yesterday. So yeah, I think they're speeding the track, like Larry's saying, but you know, you got to take advantage of it early.
Now, we anticipate all cars will run a second lap, and you look at our first two cars, both of them picked up on lap 2. It's simply because you're getting a little bit of heat in the tires and the air pressure's coming up. And actually, most tracks we go to, like the 1.5-mile, 2-mile tracks, the tires lose grip on lap 2. But here, because of the heat, because of the air pressure building up, you actually gain grip on lap 2 from lap 1. If you ran 4 laps, you probably might even run faster on lap 4 than you did lap 2.
Thought it was interesting, too, that Joey Logano noted, Michael Annett out now in the 15 car, that the differences between the Cup cars and the Nationwide cars perhaps more pronounced here than anywhere else.
Simply because the Cup cars have a much higher center of gravity. You don't have much banking here, up to about 7 or 8 degrees, and the less the banking is, the more that higher center of gravity plays a role, and I think Phil's with a guy that can certainly relate to that.
He certainly can. Kevin Harvick, this car was so good yesterday. Do you wonder overnight if some demons jump in the car because it was so good yesterday?
Well, that's what we were just talking about. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff happen on track since we were on the track yesterday, and going to be a lot more on the track before we race today. So we'll see what happens with our Jimmy John's Chevrolet. Hopefully we can guess right and make the right adjustments and have a good day.
Kevin doesn't have to do a whole lot of guessing. This car was awfully good yesterday, Steve.
Well, Phil, while you were interviewing Kevin Harvick, Michael Annett found out where the stepping across the line in turn 3 and 4 was, because he was way up the racetrack. I'm sure he will adjust this time through there.
He definitely overdrove that corner, went way up there, but he's up there again. A lot higher than I would anticipate anybody wanting to be at this time of day.
Yeah, 31.44 on lap 1. That's almost a second off what he ran yesterday. He picks it up quite a bit, but I think he'll still be pretty disappointed in that 30.89. That's 3/10 off what he ran yesterday.
Next up is scheduled to be Elliott Sadler. Then we'll see Eric McClure, Joey Logano, and Brad Baker. Top 30 cars have a guaranteed starting position in this afternoon's race.
It'd be interesting to see what Elliott has here, because, again, working with Tony Uri Sr., I mean, those guys, I mean, they've got a good package most everywhere they go. You got to believe that they know how important it is about starting up front. So if Pops can put a fast sit-up underneath this car, I see what Elliott can get out of it.
Elliott will drive this car for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 10 events this season.
Now, it's been exactly 1 year since Elliott was in a Nationwide Series car. He ran here at Loudon last June. So it's been a full season since he ran a Nationwide Series race. Of course, he's competed in a couple of 3 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series races driving for Kevin Harvick Incorporated this year.
Getting off the throttle there, using the brake.
He was 7th quickest in final practice yesterday at a 29.80. It's going to be a pretty decent first lap, I think, for Elliott. 30.29, so if he can pick up those 4 or 5 tenths, he should jump up in front of Jason Keller.
And he's second quick.
See him picking up off of turn 2 there, guys. That's a good indication that he's kind of getting that rhythm back now. You know, Joey kind of touched on it. Elliott's just got out of his Cup car, so it may take him a lap to say, okay, I've got to change this. I've got to do this different to make this car work like I need for it to. And so far, it looks like he's on a pole run.
No, he did not get off turn 4 at all. You could see the tracker move back to the right, so he ends up second quickest at a 29.98.
Sadler's second quick of 4 who have qualified. Ms. Patrick awaiting her turn for qualifying.
Ran a bunch of laps yesterday in practice, and there's no question, every time out, she got a little quicker and a little quicker, and actually was pretty decent in final practice. And I know for a fact they had her last week up at Milwaukee testing her, a track that has a lot of similarities to New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Did you see her waving at Marty Snyder?
Did she?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are you sure it was Marty Snyder she was waving to?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Eric McClure up next in the 24. 3 starts here at New Hampshire. Best start of 31st, best finish 27th.
His best start here in 2010, he qualified 24th back at Auto Club Speedway in February. Not very good in practice yesterday. He was 39th quickest in the first practice, 40th quickest in the second practice.
I want to mention, too, this team, this driver, they need to have a good outing here this afternoon because they are 28th in Nationwide Series owner points, just 14 points ahead of 31st.
That's what you call being on the edge.
That's the danger zone.
That is.
You know, his best finish this year was 17th back at Daytona. And these guys have an interesting schedule coming up this next week. They race here this afternoon. Remember, we're going to debut the new Nationwide Series car at Daytona next week. The race is on Friday night. These guys actually have to check into Daytona on Tuesday for a full day of inspection with that new car, and then they get a lot of practice, kind of an open practice on Wednesday,
4
and
hours,
everything
yep.
starts on Thursday for them as far as practice,
Yeah.
and then they race on Friday night.
That open practice 1 to 5. Let's go back down to Marty Snyder.
And let's check in with Elliott Sadler, who had a good run here. It seemed like you lost just a little bit off turn 4. Is that what you felt?
Yeah, I couldn't get my front tires to come in like I wanted to, but I was really happy working with the guys yesterday. It's my first time back in a Nationwide car in a while, and the Real Tree Outfitters car looks great and should be fast at race tune today. So very excited to be racing with Junior Motorsports and should have a fun day today.
Elliott's really fired up about this deal. And by the way, Danica was waving at me, but her message, tell the booth I said good morning. That was her message.
Yeah, Marty, that's not the way to start the day off.
It's
It's a great way to start the day. You kidding me, Jeff?
Now you tell us a story like that. Don't do that to us.
All true, all true.
No,
All
it's not.
true.
We know better.
Joey Logano was 18th quickest in final practice, but it looks like he's on a pole run here on lap 1. He set on the pole here a year ago, led 108 laps, and finished second to his teammate Kyle Busch.
And Larry, he has 4 pole positions this year, which leads all Nationwide Series drivers.
No doubt. Good 10th in the bag
How about
there.
that?
Yep. 29.79 on lap 1.
Quickest yet.
If you notice right there, the tracker went a little to the right, getting in the corner. He made sure he backed this corner up. That you're able to pick the throttle up good and carry that speed down these long straightaways, because this place has the speeds of an intermediate speedway, but handling like a flat short track.
Larry, when you guys mention, or you use the term backing a corner up, are you getting out of the gas a little bit earlier?
Yes, definitely. Letting the car roll, and when the car has that good feel like it's down in the racetrack, pick the throttle up.
on the first one, 29.70 on the second one. It's got you a P1 right now.
And that's 4/10 quicker than what he ran in practice.
Coming up, Trevor Bayne, Justin Allgaier, and Kevin Harvick. Joey Logano is the quickest now, but Harvick's going to have something to say about that. Trevor Bayne in the 99 car out on the racetrack. While we were away, Robert Richardson Jr. qualified 7th in his Chevrolet. And Brad Baker in the 43 car, the slowest of 8 drivers.
Here's Trevor Bayne in the 99 car, Michael Waltrip Racing. Now, Trevor was actually 4th quickest in that final practice yesterday, making his first Nationwide Series start here at New Hampshire. He has 2 starts in the K&N Pro Series East.
And Larry, Jeff, he's got some momentum. He's 11th in points. He's picked up 4 spots in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 top 10 finishes right here in Kentucky, and as well as last week in his first road course race, he finished 10th. And, you know, Jerry Baxter said the same thing to me today. He said they've been changing a few things about how Trevor tells him about how the car feels when they come in from practice. Instead of trying to talk to him on the radio, they don't do any talking. Let him think about the car until he gets in the garage area. Then they start discussing what changes need to be made. And he says it's starting to really to work and give Trevor a little more time to, you know, think things through. It's working out much, much better on his first lap. Or his second lap, to take it back, Trevor winds up picking up just a little bit. He's 4th quickest overall.
That's about 4/10 off what he ran in final practice yesterday, and I think Marty's with the guy that's fastest so far.
Yes, he is fastest. Had the early draw, had a good lap, but you don't think it's going to hang in there for the pole. Why?
It ain't fast enough. I think I need to run about 1/10 and a half, 2/10 quicker to have the pole there. But it was decent, you know. I mean, just changed a little bit from the first to second lap on me. And if I did the same thing the first lap, the second lap, I would have been better. So I tried to compensate for what my car was doing and gave up a little bit of speed. But overall, I think GameStop Toyota is good. We made some changes later on in practice yesterday and really found some speed. We were about 2/10 off most of practice and found something at the end that I liked. So, and we kept going more and more with it. So hopefully that was the right change. It seemed to pick us up a lot with speed. So hopefully this time I can win the race instead of coming in second.
I'm sure he's still thinking about that one last year when the teammate stole it right there at the end, guys.
Marty, Justin Allgaier's on a pretty good run here.
Yeah, he eased that thing down in the corner, and he was really able to pick the throttle up good. Looks like he's going to be quicker. He goes to the top of the charts. In fact, his first lap was quick enough at a 29.67.
What did Joey say? I need another 10 or 15 hundredths to be able to get this job done, or 2/10, and so far he's dead on.
Justin has a pole. Boy, he was in the rev limiter hard, which tells me he got off turn 2 really good. Sat on the pole at Nashville earlier in the month.
Picked up his first win at Bristol back in March. Slows down just a hair, but still his first lap at a 29.67, good enough for the pole position out of 10 drivers. Hey, want to remind you, Barrett Jackson, the world's greatest collector car auctions on speed, comes to Orange County. Hundreds of restored and rare cars will be auctioned off to the highest bidders. Catch live coverage with expert commentary. Barrett Jackson, Orange County continues today, 3 Eastern, exclusively on Speed.
Old buddy Mike Joy's out there, does an awesome job working the floor.
I read DW tweeted that he'd been watching a lot of it and was getting itchy to purchase.
Well, I told you guys there were some deals out there. I don't know if it didn't go when it came on last night. We could have got a Packard for about $37,000. Man, that'd have been a good buy. We could look really styling and profiling down in Daytona next week. If you'd have jumped in there with me.
Here's Kevin Harvick. He was second quickest in first practice, quickest in final at a 29.52. He looks like he's working on this pole on lap 1, and I think he's going to do it by at least a 10th.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. 29.55, so he gets close to what he ran in final practice. See if he can pick it up.
8 straight finishes of 8th or better here at New Hampshire for Harvick, including a win in 2007.
Yeah, Larry, I think he tried down in 1 and 2 to get a little bit more, and the car went up the racetrack a little bit. He didn't get off of turn 2. He's trying to make it back through 3 and 4. But as we saw yesterday, not a lot of times you're going to gain speed off of turn 4.
Yeah, Steve, 12 starts this year, 11 top 10s. Only time he didn't finish in the top 10 was when the engine let go at Auto Club Speedway back in February. Slows down. I think he tried to get a little bit more on lap 2.
A little too much.
So 29.55 is the time to beat. It's 128.867 miles per hour. Stay with us here at New Hampshire. Danica coming up soon. Back in New Hampshire, Jason Leffler on the racetrack in the 38. Taylor Malsom has qualified in the 8th position in his Toyota. A nice effort by Michael McDowell in the 81. He picked up in his Dodge. He is 4th overall of 13 drivers who have qualified.
Yeah, about a half a second there from McDowell compared to what he practiced at as we watch the 38 of Leffler. His first lap, good enough for 8th quickest.
Yeah, Jason was 12th quickest in practice yesterday at a 29.96. He gets within about a 10th on that first lap at a 30.07. Jason only has 4 top 10 starts in 15 races so far this year in 2010.
But Larry, he did a really nice job on that second lap of getting out of the throttle early, letting it roll the center, just like he's doing here off of 3 and 4. If he can get back to the throttle now, he's going to gain some positions right here. Pretty nice little lap on that second lap. Picks him up to 6th quickest at a 29.93.
Yeah, went from 8th to 6th. We now have 7 drivers who have qualified under 30 seconds, Marty Snyder.
And for a guy who didn't know what to expect before he went out, that was a very good lap, Kevin Harvick, but you felt like it could have been better. Why?
Yeah, well, my first lap was my best lap, and the second lap I had a little trouble getting into 1 and in the middle of 3, so I didn't have a very good second lap, so I felt like, it should have run faster, but they'll probably beat that, but it'll still give us a good starting spot, I think.
Is that the driver getting a little bit greedy there?
I definitely got greedy, yeah, that's for sure.
That's okay, right? As long as you bring it, you're the owner, so it doesn't matter, right? If you wreck it, that's okay.
Yeah, the worst part about getting greedy is having to come back and tell them that you got greedy, but, it could have been worse.
And always telling the crew chiefs, like the guys upstairs, guys, I got greedy, could have been better.
Marty, you conspired with Juan Pablo to make fun of Larry Mack and Jeff. What happened to the dry cleaners? Were they not open this week?
Oh, thank you very much. No, the dry cleaners were not open. I asked Karen to iron my shirt, and she's too busy taking you guys everywhere. Yeah, I'm not sweating like Larry Mack. Yeah, I don't have a hat on, and I'm not in desperate need of sunscreen product like Larry Mack was a couple weeks ago. So I got that going for me, Steve. Right?
Attaboy. Colin Brown, 10th overall. Marty in his first lap at a 30.42. Kevin Harvick just talked to Marty. 29.55 is the time to beat.
I've been pretty impressed with what has went on with this young man. When you look at his first 8 races of 2010, he was running the full schedule. 5 DNFs for accidents. They kind of set him out at Richmond and Darlington. They brought him back for 3 of the last 7 races. He has a finish of 10th, 10th, and 11th at Road America. So I think sitting him out a little bit, regrouping, made a difference.
Settled him down a little bit, and right now, Steve, that lap right there was good enough for 7th on the 16 car.
Sometimes these guys just try too hard, don't they?
Too hard. A little bit like Larry. Settle down, Larry. It's okay.
We'll let Marty iron his shirt during this break.
Just give us 100%, Larry. Back at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Danica Patrick, for the first time in about 118 days in a stock car. She made the first 3 starts of 2010. She's 11th in the IRL standings. She has 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s, but it's all about NASCAR right now.
They really worked on a lot of laps getting her yesterday. Now, they did make several practice qualifying runs. First lap not going to be that good at a 30.96. That's good enough for 18th quickest.
She also went around this track Thursday night in a passenger car with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
She's been trying to absorb a lot of information right now. Now it's the opportunity to go out there and try to apply it. This is a big challenge, I think, for her. Qualifying NASCAR style, a little bit different from what she's used to.
She's definitely working on improving from lap 1 to lap 2. She's going to move up inside the top 15. Looks like about 12th quickest at a 30.29. So she actually picks up another 10th from what she ran in final practice.
Good effort.
Phil Parsons.
Brad, we talked yesterday that you've had an historically good start to the 2010 season. Do you have what it takes to keep that run going today?
Well, this car here is the car I ran at Richmond, won the race with, so awesome race car, and I feel pretty good about it. Hopefully we'll have a shot at the pole, but I'll give Kevin credit. He laid down one heck of a lap, so either way I feel pretty good about it. Ready to get out there and get racing and see if we can't put the Ruby Tuesday Dodge Charger in Victor Lane at the end of the day.
All right, buddy, do good.
Thank you.
Back to you, Steve.
All right, thanks, Phil. Been a great season. Certainly for Keselowski, only 1 finish out of the top 10 as we watch Carl Edwards. Want to get you caught up on a couple of drivers who have qualified while we were away. Justin Lofton in the 27 car is 4th overall. Mike Wallace in this Chevrolet 17th. Brian Scott in the 11 car is 13th. Kenny Wallace, Federated Auto Parts Chevrolet, 15th overall. And Sean Case from nearby Pelham, New Hampshire, is 15th in his Ford.
Well, right now, Carl Edwards in his 4th, Steve, it made a pretty good effort on that first lap. Good enough for 2nd quickest at a 29.66. And guys, currently, he's on a pole run right here. You can take a look down the back straightaway. He got off of turn 2 with authority.
5 races here at New Hampshire for Carl. He's got a win, worst finish of 6th.
And he got back to the throttle, guys. He made a good run off of turn 4. This looks like it's going to do it.
And you know, even though he just got his first win of the year last week, we don't want to give him the pole just yet.
Awesome job, guys. That's the way to start a race right there.
In 2010, 15 races, 15 top 10 starts. He is not qualified outside the top 10. Even if that doesn't hold up for the pole, that will be in the top 10 again.
Picked up 2.5 tenths on his 2nd lap. So now the time to beat is a 29.40, 129.53 miles per hour. Rusty Wallace Inc.'s driver, Brendan Gaughan, of course, a teammate to Stephen Wallace.
Brendan and his guys have gotten on quite a roll here recently, getting him back up there in the top 10 in points and running across several top 5 finishes here of late with a
4th at Kentucky and 3rd at Road America.
3rd, that's exactly right. Talked to him this morning, and guys, he's been on a big workout regimen with his Ab Pro, I think it is. He's been working through. He's been losing a lot of weight. He's down about 20 pounds over what he was earlier this year. Really looking good.
First lap, Jeff, 13th overall for Brendan Gaughan at a 30.17.
Yeah, kind of a funny story about that 3rd place finish at Road America. As we know, his owner, Rusty Wallace, quite the road racer throughout his Sprint Cup Series career. And Brendan told Rusty before going up there, he said, I'm a good road racer. Rusty said, well, I tell you what, big boy, go up there and show me how good of a road racer you are. And he indeed did.
He did. We told Brendan, much of us down there were talking before I came up here to the booth, don't overdrive the corners. And Did a pretty good job right there. Maybe not quite as fast as he'd like to have been, but definitely a big improvement over what he did yesterday. 4/10 quicker than what he practiced at, Steve.
Picks up to 10th. Well, tomorrow, NASCAR race day is in New Hampshire. JR, Kenny, Hermie, Wendy, and Jimmy Spencer will give you the ultimate setup before NASCAR's best hit the Magic Mile. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot, live from New Hampshire tomorrow, 10 Eastern, and only on Speed.
Larry, I think we saw this guy last night at dinner, didn't we?
We did. I'm telling you, speaking of working out, I could not believe it. He is bulked up.
He is. Stephen Wallace was over at the restaurant where Larry and I had dinner after trackside last night, Steve. And Larry looked at me and said, man, he has definitely been in the gym here lately.
Well, let's watch Steve and check in with Phil.
Well, it's been about 3 races since you've been in this car. Have you missed it?
We missed it. Yeah, the guys have missed it. So, yeah, I'm excited about getting back in it. Not one of my favorite or best places, but we'll see if we can get here at Loudon with the Z-Line Designs Camry. It was pretty good yesterday in practice, so, you know, we'll see how it feels here qualifying and hopefully have a good race.
Didn't you win here? Didn't you win here?
I've won here last year, so I hope today we can be the first to win 2 races. It's never been done yet.
23 times it's never been done.
I know, it's pretty crazy. So eventually somebody is going to win 2 races here, and hopefully it's today.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Phil.
But I'm going to tell you what, back to Kyle Busch being out of that 18 car for 3 weeks, I want to give a shout out to Brad Coleman, because during those 3 races that he drove it, 3 top 5 qualifying efforts, 2 top 10s, and he kept that 18 car second in owner points, only 87 points out of the lead.
He did a great job. Well, we've got a Ford, a Chevrolet, a Dodge, and a Toyota in the top 4. Stephen Wallace, 4th overall. Paul Menard up next in his Ford. While we were away, Mike Bliss clocks in 14th in his Chevrolet.
You know, Paul was 3rd quickest in both practice sessions yesterday with this 98 car. Comes in here 5th in the Nationwide Series points.
And he might be able to make a little move here today. 4 starts here in New Hampshire. 2 finishes better than 7th, including a 4th. Picked up 1 spot at Road America.
Got 7 top 10 starts so far in 2010 out of 15 races.
First lap, 14th overall at a 30.03. Carl Edwards, the guy to beat, at a 29.66.
It's about 4/10 off what he ran in practice, but as you can see with the trackers we've been seeing with most cars, should pick up on lap 2. And
let me correct myself. Carl's first lap was a 29.66. His fast lap, as you said, Larry, on lap 2 at a 29.40. 29.40 is the time to beat. Paul Menard slows down a little bit on his second lap, so he's 14th overall of 26. And speaking of Carl, he's with Phil.
Carl Edwards, you said on the radio right after qualifying that that's how to start a race. You picked up a 1/4 of a second from your Mach 1 run yesterday.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly where we picked it up, but that Copart Fusion was fast. I don't know if that'll hold up for the pole, but I think it'll be very close. That's a pretty good lap for me. And Drew said it's a 1/10 and a half faster than the pole last time we were here. So just proud of my guys. You know, we weren't that fast in race trim, so I'm still a little nervous about the start of the race. But what we learned last time is that clean air makes a big difference here. And you know, last week getting that win with the Fastenal Fusion, that was huge. It'd be unbelievable to back it up here with a Copart.com win. That'd be huge.
Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Steve.
Series points leader Brad Keselowski up now, Phil. He's completed every single lap in this season, the only Nationwide Series driver to do so.
Yeah, only 1 finish outside the top 10, and oh, by the way, that was a 13th at Daytona. But Jeff, one thing I'm noticing, it's starting to really lighten up, which means that sun is starting to really peek out from behind those clouds. This track's going to lose a little grip.
It is. Right now, so far, Brad Keselowski, though, he's able to lay down a pretty good first lap. As a matter of fact, it is quicker than the 60 car of Edwards. So if he can do something here on his second lap, he's down the back straightaway. He is right there.
Yeah, quicker than Carl's first lap by 0.04 of a second.
But Carl brought up something else that's very interesting. And talking to a lot of guys, you wouldn't think about a 1 mile racetrack. It's going to be right there at it for Brad Keselowski.
Got off turn 4.
Yes,
Granted, he'll do it at a 29.37.
37 is P1 right now. Good job.
I'm still amazed by this whole organization here at Penske. They just keep doing a phenomenal job, and Brad just keeps able to step it up when it counts the most. And the battle continues between the 60 and the 22 for clean air, if nothing else.
Yeah, Brad picks up 2.5 tenths on his second lap. But Monday night, only one NASCAR show delivers the drivers, crew chiefs, the latest news and information, and expert analysis from the epicenter of NASCAR Nation, Charlotte, North Carolina. Don't miss a full hour of NASCAR Race Hub presented by Hooters Monday night, new time, 7 Eastern, and a new length, 1 hour beginning Monday night.
I'm not too sure I like the idea. You, Chris Devoda, and Richard Childress being on the show Monday night with the Hooters deal. I mean, you get the chicken too. Come on.
Well, the thing about it, Richard Childress owns his 21 car, driven by his grandson, Austin Dillon. He's going to be on there talking about a new Richard Childress Chevrolet Camaro, I think, that's lurking out there in the future.
Really?
That's what the word on the street. That's what the word in the hub is.
Yeah.
I'm excited about next Thursday night's special edition of Race Hub, 8 o'clock. For the second class of inductees into the Hall of Fame, the 25 nominees will be announced on Thursday night. I think you and Kyle Petty from Daytona International Speedway.
That's a fact, and looking forward to that. And you know, I think all of us were kind of overwhelmed by the first, or the grand opening, or actually rather the Hall of Fame in the first class of inductees. And I went down to the Hall of Fame the other day, took my son and my nephew. We just walked around like race fans and had a blast.
Tell you what, I'm pretty overwhelmed with that qualifying run by Austin Dillon. 7th quickest. Right now, I was talking to this group. It's a brand new race car, possibly the only start in the Nationwide Series for him. They're doing it to kind of help his short track program in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Great run for him.
Definitely worked so far, yeah.
Picked up 2 tenths on his second lap, so Dillon 7th overall. Brett Keselowski now with the time to beat of 29:37.
Larry, you know what it tells me with Austin Dillon running that quick? They still ain't let Mike get down there and mess with him.
Keep him away, Mike Dillon. His dad and spotter for Clint Moyer. Mike's a great guy. We have a lot of fun with Mike.
Yeah, we pick on him.
Mike had quite a few starts in the Nationwide Series himself.
But he'll tell you he had quite a few starts, and he also had quite a few stops. Hard ones, that is.
Reed Sorensen in his 32 car, doing double duty here this weekend. He's in the Red Bull number 83 Cup car for Brian Vickers, who's out for the rest of the year with blood clot situation. So Reed's doing double duty for the next 3 weekends.
30.66 on his first lap, 24th overall in his Toyota Dollar General car.
Reed was 5th quickest in that final practice at a 29.65. He has 10 starts this year with 4 top 10 starts.
Top 30 are locked in by virtue of Nationwide Series owner points.
Pretty good pickup all the way to a 29.89, 10th quickest, but Phil is with the fastest cat in the alley right now.
I am, Larry. I am with the guy on the pole right now, but you said, hey, let's don't talk about it too much. We've got Kyle to go yet.
Well, he's one heck of a race car driver, so we'll see what he can do. I think that was a pretty good lap. And either way, you know, we'll be up towards the front. We've got a great race car and just a lot of positive momentum here for this team.
237 points ahead of Carl coming in here, and you know you're going to be right around him, so you can keep your eye on him.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably the other way around. He's probably thinking the same thing about me. You know, it's a long, long way to go. We're not even halfway through the season. Anything can happen. Still have 2 road course races where I'm not necessarily a very good road course racer. We've got all these new car races still to come with the new Dodge Challenger and all the pony cars for the Nationwide Series. So so many different ways this season can go, and we have got a good start. We got a long ways to go.
All right, Brad. Good start for Brad. Back up to you, Steve.
Great start for Brad, Phil. And as Phil started to talk to Brad, you hear Kyle Busch get through that gearbox like he was angry.
Yeah, and what I saw down in 1 and 2, he kind of overdrove the corner and didn't get off the corner. Not the greatest first lap, I think, that he was looking for. It is a 29.84. That's a couple tenths slower than Brad Keselowski's first lap.
And the thing, I watched the tracker. He sailed off into 1. He let it roll through to 1. And saw it go all the way to the pole position. Then it backed up. And we've seen it all the time. That when you go in that hard into turn 1, you give it up off of turn 2.
He drove it down into turn 3 and 4, and you can see it starting to inch back. But he did pick the throttle up good. It's not going to be a pole run. It's going to be solidly in the top 5 for now.
Picks up to 4th. And he picked up over 2 tenths as well.
Does not get up there to challenge that.
Again, this team is second in the owner points to the 22 team, 87 points out of the lead.
Kyle Busch, the last driver to qualify, who is guaranteed a starting position in this afternoon's race. When we come back, knockout qualifying begins. Brad Keselowski is the quickest at a 29:37. Knockout qualifying has started here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 45 teams here for 43 spots. David Gilliland in the 91 car will catch you up on a few drivers. Kevin Swindell, 21-year-old, great job. He's locked in. He's 19th overall in the 37 car, as is Danny O'Quinn Jr. in the 90. He's 25th overall. Josh Wise right behind O'Quinn. And Johnny Chapman just completed his laps in a second car to Morgan Shepherd. Chapman 32nd overall.
David Gilliland's first lap, 30:46. He was fourth quickest in that first practice. They did not practice the second practice. I think a lot to do right after that practice was actually Sprint Cup Series qualifying.
But did you see the tractor jump on that second lap? He is now working on a run that's going to get him up inside the top, maybe the top 15 if he can keep it coming. Definitely inside the top 20. Oh, he gives up a lot off of turn 4.
But it should lock him in to the show.
And it does. He picks up. He is 22nd overall, second quickest of the go or go home drivers. Just moments ago, Marty Snyder caught up with Danica Patrick.
Well, Steve, a great qualifying effort for Danica. You picked up a 10th. Was it a lap you're happy with?
I guess considering how it felt, I guess I should be a little bit happier with it. Yesterday the car felt really solid. I felt like I could get some more time on it. I actually thought maybe today like a 30 flat would have been a good step for me, but it was just more slippery out there. So to go a little bit quicker than yesterday, I guess is a good thing. And it's always nice when your quickest lap of the weekend is in qualifying. So, you know, we're still taking steps, and we're in about 20th right now. So, you know, I think that's all right for me. So, you know, I think that's a good position to start the race, and I've definitely started further back than that. So it's, you know, the further up we can start and stay out of going a lap down as long as possible is a good thing, and hopefully then we can make a couple stops, work on the car, and you know, hopefully have a good day.
All right, and the goal today, just laps, getting comfortable behind the wheel, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Marty. Mark Green, he was actually pretty quick for a while yesterday.
Yeah, but back to Danica Patrick, she's right. I mean, this may very well be her best start of the year, because you look at those first 3 races, her best start was 31st at Auto Club Speedway, and to me, this is a more challenging track to qualify it, because it's more of a finesse. You know, it's more of a hit your line, hit your mark type racetrack.
And Larry, we talked about it at the top of the show. You have to be technically precise on this track.
Exactly, and all of that comes back to the driver themselves. They've got so much input on a racetrack like this: overdriving the corner, underdriving it, you know, too much brake in the center, getting back to the throttle too quick. I mean, there's so many things that they can factor in on. So good effort by her.
Good effort by Mark Green, because he's locked into the show at 24th quickest.
So Swindell, Gilliland, Mark Green, and Danny O'Quinn Jr. are locked in. Stay with us here on Speed from New Hampshire. Next Saturday, the Rolex Sports Car Series explodes like a 4th of July firecracker as the Red Hot Ganassi team shoots for win number 6. And Patrick Dempsey is back behind the wheel. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series from Daytona next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Final drivers here in Nationwide Series qualifying. Let's get you caught up on some of the others who have gone. Chris Lawson in the number 52 hit the wall. He is 41st overall and not locked in. Peyton Sellers, the 25 car, is locked in. 36th overall. Joe Nemechek, front row Joe, 23rd overall, is locked in as well. Morgan Shepherd in the 89. Got a little sponsorship help this week. Morgan is locked in 32nd overall. Dennis Setzer locked in just behind Morgan Shepherd in the 92 car. And Charles Lewandowski, the most recent driver to qualify, he is not locked in. He is 40th overall. Brian Keselowski on the racetrack, the older brother to the pole sitter, is in fact locked in.
Very nice, Mr. Burns.
There's your NASCAR minute.
Yeah, Brian Keselowski was actually 13th in that first practice, and those guys elected not to run the second practice, so he gets locked in on lap 1, picks it up about 10th and a half to 34th quickest, so he will race later on this afternoon.
But Larry, some of these cars that are going out here late in this practice, you start to see the effects of the sun and track temperature going up. These cars are starting to get awful loose off the exit of these corners.
And now for nail-biting time, because we find out who will and will not race.
Yeah, 2 cars to go. Willie Allen next to last in the 05.
And we'll also find out if Brad Keselowski will hang on for his 6th NASCAR Nationwide Series pole.
And the thing for Willie Allen, he needs to be able to beat a 31-17 to be able to lock himself into this race. As long as he stays on that
Left,
side
yep.
of the green mark, not that side, wrong way.
Yeah, he was a little borderline in those practice sessions yesterday. He has 9 starts in 2010. He actually did not qualify at Talladega and at Darlington earlier in the year. He's flirting with it here. If he can stay in the throttle, looks like he will race later on this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
He is locked in, and Chris Lawson, unfortunately, is bumped out in Jimmy Means' car.
And the thing is, right now, we need to point out with Lawson's situation, we didn't get a chance to show it, but he had a little contact with the turn 2 wall on his qualifying lap, on his second lap, that is. Even though he picked up, he didn't pick up enough.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a go or go homer, it doesn't matter if you're in the Sprint Cup Series, Nationwide Series, or Camping World Truck Series. You're in a box. The track conditions are the worst they've been in this qualifying session because the sun has been out, and you pretty much know you've got to step it up and go or go home. And if you don't do it on lap 1, you know you've got to try to find a little more on lap 2, and that normally gets you in trouble.
All or nothing almost. For Willie Allen, though, he'll start 33rd, Steve. On that second lap, he picked up about 3/10, so good effort right there by Mr. Allen. Steve, our final competitor here today, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., we watched him yesterday in practice. Struggled early in the first practice. The team made a change, put their teammates, Paul Menard, set up under the car. Ricky Stenhouse went over and talked to all the people that he could talk to during that intermission. But I talked to Mike Kelly and that group over here on the 6th car, and they said the best thing that helped him yesterday was following Kevin Harvick for 10 laps during that second practice session. And all of a sudden, he has found some speed in his 6th car. He's got to race his way in or qualify his way in, but so far he is on a roll.
Yeah, he was the quickest of the go or go home cars in that final practice, and he's flirting with that right now. He will definitely race this afternoon as he's 14th quickest on lap 1.
And unfortunately, that bumps the 39 car of Charles Lewandowski out of the race. Great run by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., fastest of the go or go home cars. He is 14th overall, 29.96.
This will be Ricky's first start here at Loudon, New Hampshire. He's going to get, it looks like, close to the top 10. In fact, 10th on lap 2.
Good effort right there. I mean, this whole team has worked really hard, and they really believe in this young man. They said that he's a fast learner, and right now I think it's kind of showing out that he did an excellent job in his qualifying run, especially being going out last.
Well, Thursday, it's NASCAR history in the making as the nominees for the 2nd class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame are unveiled exclusively on NASCAR Race Hub. Don't miss this special edition of NASCAR Race Hub Thursday at 8 Eastern. When we come back, we'll hear from the pole sitter, Brad Keselowski, and take a look at the starting grid for this afternoon's race. Stay with us here on Speed. Well, that's an interesting front row, wouldn't you say, boys? Edwards and Keselowski.
Oh, they're getting to be almost like brothers.
First and second in points.
If you say so. First career pole for Brad Keselowski here at New Hampshire. His 3rd of 2010. You see at the bottom. Coverage beginning today on ESPN at 3:30. Mr. Snyder standing by with a pole sitter.
Yeah, I don't know if they're quite like brothers, but they are 1st and 2nd in the championship standings and starting right beside each other. Now you know, he said something was funny. Now you know what was funny.
Imagine
right?
where this conversation was coming from.
Well, yeah, from the booth. But they were talking about how you and Carl Edwards always seem to find each other on the racetrack. But
like brothers?
Just like brothers, yes. You're getting to be really close, you two guys. Let's talk about your race car, because you used about 9 awesomes to describe it. Was that because the qualifying lap was so good, or you know how good you'll be in the race today?
Are you saying I used the word awesome too much?
Well, in that conversation, you were very excited about the car.
I was just happy. I mean, it was, you know, it's cool to qualify on poles. You know, we've got a long ways to go, like I told Phil. And we're going to have to continue to execute. We're going to have to continue to qualify on the poles and win races. So this is a great start. We still have a long ways to go, even just today. And this is a tough race, and a track drivers run okay on. So, having a good car like we have today should hopefully get us to that next level, and hopefully we can put together a whole race.
And I'm sure you want to keep your brother in your rearview mirror, right?
Well, that'd be a good idea, yes. We want to win this championship so bad. I want to get Roger Penske his first championship, and we got some great partners with this week, Ruby Tuesday and Discount Tire, and we just want to get him in victory lane so bad and win those championships and have a shot at that, and we're on the right path, and that's just awesome.
Brad's trying to become the 24th different New Hampshire winner here in the Nationwide Series. Phil?
Standing by here with Ricky Stenhouse. Ricky just coming off the track with a great top 10 run. How important is it to you, Ricky, to have the people that you can lean on? I know you guys went to Paul's setup for the second practice, improved the car drastically.
Yes, sir, it did. We struggled there in first practice. Some was getting up to speed, never been here before, but City Financial guys did an awesome job getting that set up in, and we tuned on a little bit more there in second practice, and got a great qualifying run there. And, just looking forward to the race. Track position's a lot here, so starting in the top 10's going to be a key.
What are your goals for today? Is it just run all the laps?
Yes, sir. We got to get some good finishes, and we're capable of doing it, and we're going to do it for City Financial and Roush Fenway and these guys, and get a good solid run in and look forward to the race.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Ricky Stenhouse starts from the top 10, Steve.
Thanks, Phil. Great to hear from him. As Jeff said, their team worked so hard to get that car fast and to get Ricky Stenhouse comfortable.
Got to get some points on the board so they get back in the top 30.
We'll come back and look at the starting grid for this afternoon's race right after this. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's New England 200 here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Heard from Brad Keselowski. He and Carl Edwards starting from the front row.
Well, when I look at the first two rows, I see one guy that wants to make it 24 races, 24 winners. That would be our pole sitter, Brad Keselowski. But you look at Edwards, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. Those guys, they've won here before in the Nationwide Series.
And what I see right there is a great start to what looks like it's going to be a great race all day long. A lot of guys up there you got to watch out for, like Joey Logano. You can't overlook him. We'll go back through the field right there, Steve. We got a lot of guys that could be coming, especially like our buddy Elliott Sadler back here on row 9.
Again, I'm pretty impressed with Kevin Swindell. I know he has some starts in the E-Series here, including yesterday, making his first Nationwide Series start.
Danica Patrick ran her fastest lap. She told Marty Snyder of the weekend in qualifying. She starts from row 13 alongside Mark Green.
Yeah, don't worry about where you finish today. Just finish.
Morgan Shepherd, the ageless one right there on row 17. He just keeps on making it happen.
Morgan Shepherd got two cars in the race. Johnny Chapman will start in the 75. Further back, Mike Wallace and Michael Annette. And there you see the final three drivers to make it in: Richardson, Baker, and Chapman. Charles Lewandowski and Chris Lawson, two drivers not making the field. Really impressed, guys, with guys like Dennis Setzer, Willie Allen, Josh Wise, Danny O'Quinn. Worked so hard to get their cars fast on this difficult racetrack and made the show.
And that's a real challenge in the Nationwide Series because, as we've well documented, every one of their races is an impound race, so you pretty much have to race what you qualify. But those guys, their first race is let's just try to qualify and make the race, then we'll worry about the race when the green flag flies.
Well, speaking of guys who had a lot of pressure on them this week, and in qualifying dead last with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I thought he made a great effort. That young man's got a lot of talent, but if he can't make the job, get the job done qualifying, he will not have an opportunity to get the job done during the race. So I think he stepped up the plate and showed Jack Roush and that group how good he can be.
Another pole position for Brad Keselowski. We'll take a break. When we come back, John Roberts down at the speed stage. And don't forget, cup practice coming up.